So, to answer your question, if I keep praying, if I want to keep praying, I should just ignore your book. No. Sorry, you don't get off the hook that easily. In fact, in my experience, in the conversations that I've had with folks so far, in talking about this idea for the last several years as we were even writing the book, the people who I think understand the most out of the ideas are often those with the strongest personal prayer practices. So if you want to continue to do strong, devoted prayer practices, then I think the book might apply to you even more. Not because I want to convince you to give up those practices, but because I think that there is a wisdom, an insight, a thing that you might overlook if you stay only within the circle of people who get the same Christian experience as you. It's the same way that I think that me as a mainline Protestant pastor who's a progressive, who likes to speak pretty openly about my liberal views, should spend time with conservative Christians, to have friends in those conservative circles. It's also the reason that I should spend time with Pentecostals and Baptists. I should find people who have the opposite type Christian experience from me so that I can do my best to genuinely understand them. So I think if you do that, there is some wisdom in just putting yourself into a situation that's going to make you uncomfortable and trust that God is working in other streams of the church that will respond and create new things within you. The second is a personal story, really, is here in my church. There's one of my members that I consider to be a dear friend, and he has pretty much read every book with the word prayer in the title of it, and regularly drops me notes about desert fathers and mothers, things and quotes that I love to get and have come across my desk on a regular basis. He and I've had many interactions, and when I talk to him about his devout prayer life, he understands that we're all trying to get to the same place. And so in some ways, our book is written for that person who just really hasn't had that connection with prayer that some of you might have had. I can understand why the first response to a book that's titled Never Pray Again would be to just ignore it. But I think that you might miss that there's a lot of great advice. We spend about 20 at most, I think it's more like 2 pages in the book really talking about prayer. And really, we spend the rest of the time constructing a theology of action that speaks beyond not praying into a way that is more concrete, more alive, more like Christ, or at least that's our hope, than what most Christians do on your average day. And so I hope that as you embrace the idea, as you look through the idea, as you wrestle with the book a little bit, that those ideas and concepts might take you to a deeper and better place in your relationship with God.
Oh, Steve.